everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of our Smoky Mountain Rasslin podcast. This is Smoky Mountain Wrestling, episode 152 from December the 24th of 1994. This is Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast as well, where anything goes. Now, before I throw it to Doc, remember this set of tapings we're in. This is taping number 2 from... where were we at? Princeton, West Virginia, Princeton High School. It was taped December the 5th, 1994. So we're 19 days after this taping. It's December the 24th. I'd like to wish everyone out there a Merry Christmas since this is December 24th taping. But for us, it's the middle of June, actually the end of June when we're recording this, and it is hotter than panther piss outside. Doc, how are you doing?
Well, I'm apropos of what's going to happen. I'm just blessed and trying to be a blessing. That's really all I can say. It's hot outside. It's cool in the house, and you don't like for me to. You're always like, let's get to the ring. So I'm gonna actually help you out here. Say I don't really have a lot to talk about. Let's just get to the ring. Let's get this thing going. I'm a little tired already. We've already recorded an episode today. You know how I get tuckered out. So, I don't know. I'm blessed, but okay. I miss Harper, I guess. I'm a little blue. I miss Harper.
Okay. No, I didn't say that I don't like like we spent 12, 13 minutes last week talking about the same damn demographics we talk about every single time.
Maybe. Where is Harper today?
He's still missing in action. Actually, he's not missing in action. I knew he wasn't going to join us based on a situation he's dealing with. No, he didn't need to go get a penicillin shot or anything. Everybody, it's not quite that serious. So I just want to point that out. But yeah, he's not here again this week. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, so the show must go on, though, as we always say. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Shout out to Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Kyle Riley, Mike Childry for your generous patronage each and every month. And with that said, I think we'll jump into this week's episode where we're talking, again, the Christmas Eve episode of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. So let me rewind, Doc, to the beginning of it. That way we can get started. So Les and Jim Ross up there opening the show, and they are wishing us a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Budrow is here, and he's in action. And then we get told that Brian Lee will take on D'Lo in the Beat the Champ TV title match. And Cornette is supposed to manage the rock and roll today. So with that said, we got a lot going on, and we should probably head to the ring, which we will do. We got the Nightmare versus the Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy hits the ring. He doesn't even take his belt off. Immediately attacks the Nightmare. Doc, what were your thoughts on either the opening from Les and Jim Ross or the Nightmare in Dirty White Boy?
Man, I really like that. He's so mad and worked up about what Buddy's done that he didn't have time to take off the belt, the shirt, anything. He's just, I need an ass to whip, and you've got it. So, that's good stuff. He's about to slither in right now on the video and get his, and boy does he. I say it's an impressive response. I mean, Buddy came out and set the tone last week, so now Dirty White Boy's like, look at that tongue sticking out. Just he's thinking about the dirty white girl right there, and just straight to the lockup, straight to the pounding.
So
just like a Friday night date, lock up and pound.
Lock up and pound.
Grab a hold.
Jesus Christ! I think you're right. He's hot. He got jumped. He's mad. And he goes in right for the attack. And at least he went for the lockup first and not the super kick. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he's
I mean, there is a process here.
Yeah, he didn't take the belt off or nothing, man. He's just going straight in for it. So Dirty White Boy obviously is going to end up winning. Doc, did you have any thoughts from what goes down in this match other than what we've already talked about?
That's really it.
Yeah, he hits he hits the Nightmare with the Buck Snort Blaster. I don't know if we've said that recently. So, all right, with that said, we're going to go now to a promo where we got the Dirty White Boy out here. Let's see what he's got to say.
White Boy.
All right, thanks very much, Les. Tonight is a night in Knoxville. Dirty White Boy, the nature boy, Buddy Landell, is coming for your gold.
Buddy Landell, brother, you made 2 mistakes. The first mistake was you tried to smother me to death. But the second mistake, and the worst one of them all, is you mentioned the dirty white girl's name. That, brother, is going to get your ass kicked. Now you're going around telling everybody, I rule K-Town. Woo! I'm the real nature boy. You ain't squat to me, punk. I'm the man that rules K-Town, not you. So come Christmas chaos, tough guy, if you think for 1 minute that you're going to walk out in Knoxville, Tennessee, and you're going to walk out the Smoky Mountain heavyweight champion, well, brother, I got news for you. You said you was going to stomp my teeth out. Well, here they are. Stomp them out, because that's a whooping that I've got to take. So, Buddy Landell, you get ready, brother, because I'm going to grab you right there in the middle of that Coliseum, right by your goozle, until your eyes pop out of your head, and then I'm going to reach way down in your throat and pull out your guts. You get ready for me, Landell. Christmas chaos, it's going to be hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, indeed it will be. Tonight is the night in Knoxville, ladies and gentlemen. And when we come back, we'll be joined by the nature boy in the ring. Don't you go away.
All right. White Boy's fired up, man. He's ready to kill Buddy for what he did. Doc, what do you have? We got us a new feud.
We do, and I like it, man. I want to see Buddy and Dirty White Boy, and I think that has a lot of potential. I'm assuming, I think this is right, Ron Wright's gone now.
See, that's what I had asked you. I feel like he's gone, but you had said you thought he might make another appearance somewhere down the line.
I think he does have one more, like next summer, but I like it so much better when Dirty White Boy says ass instead of booty. I mean, it's just better. And he's still out there in the Hank Williams Jr. shirt, and he's telling him, Buddy, to keep his old lady's mouth out his name. So I'm excited to see. Speak of the devil, look at that gut hanging out. I'm excited to see Boudreaux and Tony Anthony get it on.
So what Doc's talking about, the gut hanging out, is Buddy's heading to the ring with his robe on. He's got Robert Q. Harmon, his attorney or agent, with him. I say attorney, but it's his sports agent. But Boudreaux's out here, and he's looking as stylish as he can only look. And he's about to go against Steve Skyfire. Now, got something I got to say about this match. So the match is, I guess, about to get underway or just getting underway. And JR claims during Buddy's intro that he being JR, spoke to Ric Flair, and Ric had some things to say about Buddy, calling himself the nature boy. But you'll need to call the hotline what Flair had to say about Boudreaux. So, boy, just milking the people for even more money. Call the hotline and hear it. Also, let's see, JR sort of mocks Boudreaux's claims of Wheaties and Nike endorsements, and Buddy wins this match with the figure four. But what do you have from this, Doc?
Man, how much do you think that calls? I mean, it says 99 cents a minute, but the saps out there, oh, it's only $1. No, that's not how that works. It's a minimum of $3 or $4 there, pal.
I don't know. I wonder, something I've never known. I wonder what the cut was to the phone company and to Smoky Mountain. I wonder how they cut it. It was like a split deal. Was it 50% or was it?
That sounds like a
40?
wonderful drive
for the drive-through.
Yeah,
I agree.
So Buddy doesn't help himself, in my opinion, coming out to a remix of Flair's music either.
No, yeah, but I think it's him mocking him too. Sort of.
At 10 minutes, I don't know where you are there, we do get an interesting mention from Les.
Hold on. That's 9:55.
Post, so to speak, with that left shoulder.
Exactly. First time I ever saw this, it was called the sugar. Used by a man named Bob Roop, wrestled in the '68 Olympics.
So he mentions a sugar hole.
And your favorite, and your most favorite play-by-play announcer of all time, right?
Somewhere along the way, this has come up on Twitter and Facebook that I hate Bob Roop. I don't hate Bob Roop at all. Personally, I don't know him enough to hate him. I've never met the man. My only complaint is his commentary in Mid-South. I don't dislike the guy. He's just a terrible commentator. That's all. Terrible heel commentator at that. Just come on, bruh. You've heard him. What do you think about Bob Roop as a commentator?
It leaves a lot to be desired.
That's my point. So, but no, yeah.
Man, and here's the other thing. How bad does any wrestler have to be in real life? And or how real do the problems have to be for the both announcers to be talking about Buddy's blown opportunities in the past?
I think it's perfect because it tells like the real life story. Like it's real. It's so like that's that whole thing where you're blurring the lines.
Oh yeah.
Because Corny has said that Buddy was really doing much better during this time. I think is what he said. And that's the main reason he brought him back was, he was clean. I think he used the term, we got good Budro was the term he used at this point. So
right.
But yeah, it's something. Look, he is a heel, so it is good that they lean into that if you think about it. He's a fucking dirty heel. So why not bring it up that he's, had these demons in the past and his issues with drugs and whatever else. So yeah. Anything else, Doc, from this?
No, we got then a lengthy recap of last week.
Yeah, they after Buddy wins with the figure four, they show the recap, and it's a replay of Budro's debut where he jumps the Dirty White Boy during the signing of the contract, and he tries to murder him by putting the plastic bag over his head. Just look how he pulls that bag out from out of his pocket, like really stylishly Buddy does there. But anyway, Doc, you got anything else before we keep going?
All
right, because Buddy now is he's now out here with JR and his agent again, and we're back to real time where this episode. Let's see what Buddy's got to say.
I still can't believe you bring a plastic bag out here and try to suffocate the Dirty White Boy. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And as a matter of fact, I hope you stand by because we got a very interesting 900 number poll question that you might be interested in. I know you're more interested in tonight in Knoxville at Christmas Chaos.
That's right, the plastic bag, it's in the past. That's like Buddy Landell's past. Buddy Landell's past is in the past. I'm a new packaged man. You understand what I'm saying? I've got something I've never had before. Money, the opportunity, people believing in me, and most of all, I love Buddy Landell to death. Now let me tell you something, Dirty White Boy. You're renting in Knoxville, Tennessee. You pay rent every month. I own. You understand what I'm saying? You know the difference? Money, broke. Speaking of break, if I got to break your neck, your daddy's neck, your mammy's neck, that's exactly what I'm going to do. You're a big, bad individual, but I'm going to kick your stinking teeth in. And will you please, for God's sakes, tell this old lady to quit calling me?
Jeez, why are you saying? You're infuriating the Dirty White Boy. You already said about that situation. Stop that.
I'm playing with your life, Dirty White Boy. I could have took you out last week, but I didn't do it. I'm saving you for Knoxville, Tennessee, because everybody that I know is going to be there too. I didn't take you out last week because I'm giving Knoxville, Tennessee a present that I haven't been able to give them in years. And that's the Nature Boy, Buddy Landell, in all his splendor and glory. And on top of that, the coup de grace, the Smoky Mountain heavyweight belt.
Lots of money.
Lots of money. You understand what I'm talking about? They're talking about these little $2,000, $5,000 battle royals around the country and all that. That's chump change for me. I spill that much in liquor each year. You understand what I'm talking about? Dirty white boy, you're not even in the same caliber as the nature boy Buddy Landell. Oh yeah, I've had my problems. But Elvis Presley, till the day he died, never lost his voice. And I've never lost my God-given ability to kick somebody's teeth in. And tonight, Christmas Chaos, you're mine, Tony Anthony. And everybody, you can call me Champ.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, those comments. The match is tonight in Knoxville, and our fan poll question: is Nature Boy Buddy Landell the real Nature Boy? We'd appreciate your vote on the hotline, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Boy, I can imagine the people calling that line, hitting the button, saying no. Holy shit. Fuck him. He ain't the real Nature Boy. The real Nature Boy is Flair. Fuck him. He's from here anyway, and he's acting like he ain't.
My sister's cousin saw him passed out down at the Tasty Freeze. He ain't nobody. We know the real Buddy.
My sister, her friend says she screwed him and he ain't worth shit. Okay.
He stole her oxy out of her medicine cabinet.
Oh shit! If he was a real Nature Boy, he'd be able to get his own drugs and he wouldn't have to take ours. Shit. Real Nature Boys don't steal their drugs. He took my crystal meth. Fuck him. Wasn't even a good fuck either.
Wow.
All right, buddy. We love you, man. Okay. Doc, what other thoughts you got on Budrow here? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'll be real honest. There were some great lines, but this wasn't his best. He got stumbled a couple of times, I thought. He did say, I love Buddy Landell, which I liked. He's got people believing in him, which apparently is important for him. And I just didn't like the spilled liquor line because it was used on him by the guy that he's trying to imitate.
I didn't mind it, but yeah, it was used on him. I mean, and he used it. He stole Flair's line there, which is, I don't know, that's fine. It's kind of funny in a way, but I thought it was all right. But I tell you what, the line I liked in it when he said, he told Dirty White Boy, "You rent Knoxville, whereas I own it." Holy shit, that's a nice little line. And he keeps taking these digs at the Dirty White Girl, man. This is crazy.
Tell her to stop calling me.
Anything else before we move along?
No, sir.
So they take us then to a great replay. And I know we don't usually like replays, but we go back to a couple weeks back when we had the confrontation with Jim Ross with the Gangsters. When New Jack told Cornette, here, I got to play.
For 400 years, white folks got ships, went to Africa, stole my ancestors, brought them back here, chained in the bows of a slave ship for 400 years. Now this is 1994, not 1794. I don't need no white boy like you or these rednecks out here coming to me telling me what you can do for me. I got a college education and a criminal record, so I know how to make decisions. So let me tell you something. The Gangsters are black-owned and black-operated, and I don't need no white boy telling me jack, punk.
James Z doesn't like being turned down, does he? No.
I wish they'd have played JR's line right there where JR says, I guess they're not going to take the deal, Corny. that was the gold. That was more gold of that doesn't get played there. But
that's good stuff. Yeah, have you got your black owned and black operated tattoo yet?
That's nice, Doc. You're an asshole.
You cut that promo. Did you cut that promo on your boss the other day?
What, that one?
Yeah.
No. God, you're an asshole, man.
What would happen if you cut that at work?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, sadly, probably nothing.
Oh shit, this is terrible. Okay, they let me tell y'all what's going on here. There's an entire replay of segments. Basically, they play the Gangsters promo you just heard. We then hear the conference room, I guess, confrontation between Corny and the Rock and Roll, where when Corny tried to convince the Rock and Roll to side with him. So they go through this whole thing. Just a re-air. It's like 6 minutes long of recaps from the previous weeks. And I get it. Let me say this about this recap, Doc. You got to remember, this is, I don't know how many people, even at this time in the Smoky Mountains, have VCRs. Plus, you're trying to draw a house. Got to remember that. You're trying to draw some people into Christmas chaos. So I think it was smart to do this segment that he did right here. Otherwise, you're just going to eat this time up with a meaningless TV match. So I actually like the re-air of this, along with the strategy session of he and the Rock and Roll going into Christmas chaos. So, any other thoughts?
No, it was just long, man. Just so long.
Yeah, I mean, it was long for us because we had already seen it, and there was really nothing much to really talk about. But at the end of the day, you got to understand why he aired this, and it was because, you know, they had Christmas chaos happening. If this is airing on the 24th and not 25th, because they said tonight a couple of times in the episode, the fact is you're trying to draw a house for this Christmas chaos tour, especially Knoxville and Johnson City, which I'll cover. I'm not going to go over the results because we're going to do that another time. But or in the next two episodes, they show, I think, Knoxville. But I'll at least tell you how many people they drew on the 25th and 26th. So, all right. Any other thoughts as we go through this Christmas chaos tour plug again?
Oh, man, let's get that on.
All right.
Deck
so
the
next
halls,
match,
brother.
Deck the halls. God, I wish it was Christmas right now, to be honest with you. Not because I like, you know, getting into Christmas season, but
So you could swill that eggnog, I know.
nah, I kind of laid off of it last year. That shit, I just rather have my Hennessy.
It altered some of your chromosomes. You drank so much of it.
You tell the truth. That night I brought that to your house, you were like,
I've never, man, here's
shit.
the thing about that. The thing that got me about it is not the how much you drank. It's the fact that eggnog is thick, bro. I like eggnog. It's fine. It tastes good, but it's not something that you can just sit and pound a gallon of. And you were just sitting there drinking it like it was water after a trip across the desert.
Well, hold on. Be fair for a second.
And then you got in your car, got behind the wheel, and drove your ass home.
Well,
it was
no,
really impressive.
Let's be fair. I had a ton. The ice in the eggnog helps it out because that shit was not like cold. So like when I poured it, you know, it melted it a little. So it had you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like straight. The ice helps water it down, so it's not as thick and hard to drink. But yeah, that stuff is, man, that stuff's brutal, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's hard, dude. I laid off of it last Christmas, but we'll keep going. We got Brian Lee versus D'Lo Brown for the Beat the Champ TV title. D'Lo misses a moonsault. Brian Lee hits D'Lo with a splash, and Brian Lee is still our Beat the Champ TV title holder. Doc, did you have anything else from that?
At 28, God, I can't even read my writing here. 28, what is that?
Well, D'Lo just missed the moonsault.
That's what it was.
Well, I just played it.
Okay, well, I was looking at my paper. So, new champ retains whatever this is.
Let me actually go.
Man,
back
what is that like to like miss a moonsault, dude? Just knowing you're gonna thwack the ground.
No, it's not that bad. Even a splash is not that bad. I mean, especially if you look at it real quick. I'll go back one more time. Watch the Corny's rings in Smoky Mountain. They had a nice little bounce to them. They had some give. They weren't terrible. They look like those old WCW rings, but like. Watch when D'Lo goes up, and I just want you to, you know, if you're watching on Patreon, watch the ring, how it flexes when he hits. I mean, that thing gives.
It's a give.
Yeah, so it wasn't terrible. But, yeah, Brian Lee wins. He just does some kind of elbow drop looking thing. I don't know what the hell that was. But he wins, and that was that. Any other thoughts, Doc?
No.
So then we get another replay of last week when Cactus wrestled Boo Bradley, which ended in a double countout. There was no victor. Any thoughts on the replay, or should we keep this thing moving?
No, we got to get to Cactus, though.
Yes, we do need to get the Cactus because he's going to be out here and he's about to cut another promo. So hold on 1 second.
There is no winner. You know, Cactus and Primetime Brian Lee, this is the last opportunity we'll have to talk before tonight's big event in Knoxville. With Falls Count Anywhere, it may be the last time we talk, period.
It may be, Jim Ross, but you're being a little bit pessimistic because remember what I am. I'm the man that took the Falls Count Anywhere match and made it into an art form. Did you see Brian Lee out there rejuvenated? Yes! Absolutely. But we've got to realize, Brian, that this is no ordinary match on the Christmas Chaos Tour, which is fine with us because we are no ordinary men! It's like a playground. But even so, Jim, even in my mind, you got to be realistic because the body count runs awfully high in a match where anything goes, where Falls Count Anywhere. But luck is in our corner because Boo Bradley, the man who won't see the light, because Chris Candido, we have nothing left to lose. At one time, Brian Lee was a very good-looking young man. He ain't no more. At one time, Cactus Jack was borderline human being looking. Well, I ain't no more. So, Boo Bradley, what are you going to do? Kick out my teeth? Someone beat you to it. What are you going to do? Rip off this ear? Someone beat you to it. But you boys have everything to lose. Your careers, your jobs, and if fate be that way at Christmas Chaos, your very lives, because you're taking them into your filthy hands when you try to work him. Falls Count Anywhere. When you try to fight me, Falls Count Anywhere, which means if I see a chair, I'll use it. If I see a table, I'll use it. Steel chairs and trash cans and hard wooden tables. Landing on concrete as long as I'm able. Hitting with forearms and things that sting. These are a few of my favorite things. Bang, bang.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is tonight in Knoxville, and here's more on the Smoky Mountain Hotline.
Oh, boy. What you got from Cactus right there? He's rhyming, man.
He's rhyming. He's compelling. That's the word I wrote down for this is compelling. His cadence, his voice, and the things he says makes you kind of lean forward a little bit and listen because you're ready to hear what he's got to say. The rhyming is great because he loves Christmas. He wrote a damn Christmas book a few years back. So this is his time to shine in terms of the seasonality, just like you. I mean, he writes books. You swill booze. There you go. But I really just can't get. I looked up and saw Tracy waving that flag and was just thinking about y'all hanging out with him down at X-Rated. But anyway,
crazy old man, dude.
Yeah, I love the line. What are you gonna do? Kick out my teeth? Rip off my ear? I mean, it's like seriously. Okay, what can you do to me? The answer is nothing. The only bad thing of that was Primetime trying to get Jive out there, and he's just not doing it.
Yeah, Primetime's out there. That was my note. He's out there. You caught it too. He's trying to act like Cactus. Like, did you notice that? How he's like?
Yes, and he's not.
He was doing the Cactus mannerisms. I don't even know how to explain it, but I was like, this is lame.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I don't know, man. Primetime at his best was that heel, character that Harper talked about. Where, what kind of car? See, this is where we need Harper. What kind of car was Primetime Brian Lee driving back then?
Nobody.
The Camaro.
Knows. We can't do that. We don't have the guy that we're down in that capability today.
I think he said he drove a Camaro. But I can't remember the year that of the Camaro that he drove. So, but no, to the point you made, man, it's like he's out there trying to act like Cactus, and I was like, what? Anyway, any other thoughts on Cactus right there?
No, that was good.
Cactus has built something really good going into Christmas Chaos. In let me say this, whether you like the payoff or not that they get to with this whole thing with Boots and Boo Bradley and whatnot, whether you like it at Christmas Chaos or not, I think you got to just, that's not up for debate. The thing I want people to remember is at least they pay it off. Because they will pay it off.
Interesting.
Which is an important
And I heard
part
you
of
just
it.
called Tracy an old man. Tracy is only 56.
Man, he is crazy. This dude is off the wall when it comes to the X-rated show. Who sucks now, motherfuckers? When he hit that line. Okay. Let's go now to, actually, let's not go now. So real quick.
Yeah.
They get a replay of Tracy defeating the Nightmare when Brian Anderson was on commentary last week. And then they cut to a promo, and I'll at least play it in the background. You can see it. Doc and the patrons can see it. Tracy's out there with JR. Tracy waved that flag. The people go nuts. JR says, well, we're going to have some words now from Tracy Smothers, but first we need to go to Brian Anderson. So they go to Brian Anderson, and he might be a great attorney. But I truly, as I've said the past couple of weeks, I have no emotional investment in the angle with he and Tracy. And it's not anything against Tracy or Brian. It's just I don't think it worked. And I think if you were to ask Cornette, that's another good question for Corny's drive-thru. CornyDriveThru@gmail.com is the address. What did he regret doing the angle, or did it not get over? Did he think it would get over better? Because it's just not working. And I'll say this. Anderson tells Tracy that he's going to make him say, I quit. And that was kind of all I really had from it. It was very bland. Your thoughts, Doc? I'm not playing it. Yeah, pretty much. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
Another snore? All right. So we'll go now afterwards, Tracy does respond, and Tracy starts rhyming out there. So here it is.
Everybody.
Right, tonight is the night in Knoxville. Pinfalls don't count. One man's got to say, I quit to the whole world.
Got it, Mr. Ross. You know something, my shoulder's not 100% right now. I've been therapy, but I gotta go. You know, you gotta play hurt. That's professional wrestling. You know, I'm banged up and beat up, but I'm not about to give up. And Brian Anderson, that comes straight from a good family, Bullet Bob Armstrong. So I'm gonna tell you this, big boy, I've gotta live by the 3 Ds if I'm gonna get through this mess. Dedication, determination, and desires, and to remember the I's: agile, mobile, and hostile. It's 80% mental, it's 20% physical, and it's 100% in your heart and your guts. And I got the heart of all outdoors, Brian Anderson. The best Christmas present I could have would be for Brian Anderson at Christmas Chaos tonight in Knoxville, tomorrow in Johnson City, to say, I quit. That would make my Christmas complete. So Santa Claus, my order's in. I'll see you tonight, Brian Anderson, at Christmas Chaos, because this old country boy has done a lot of things and been a lot of things, but a quitter ain't never been one of them. I'll see ya. I wouldn't want to be ya.
All right, Tracy, best of luck to you tonight in Knoxville and Monday in Johnson City, and we'll be back after you hear this.
Well, he was rhyming, Doc. What do you have?
I think bringing the gangsters in has got everybody in the rap bug.
Man.
Cactus is rhyming, Tracy's rhyming. Let me try this rap thing. Next thing you know, Dirty White Boy is going to be out there spitting bars.
The 3 Ds or whatever he said, that one wasn't what got me. That one I was like,
Was it drinking, drugging, and dicking?
No, it wasn't. But, and even when he said, I'm banged up and beat up, but I'm never about to get up, that didn't even do it. It was when he went to, you got to remember the I's: agile, mobile, and hostile. I was like, ooh, is that from a song?
Not that I know of, but who knows?
Yeah,
Mike Mills at BTT.com if you know.
Let us hear
from you.
That was the one where I was like, what?
It's not exactly hustle, loyalty, and respect, but I'll take it. I like the line he said, Santa, my order's in. I like that one.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Everybody's rhyming. It's all about the rap game up in the Smokies. Jesus Lord. All right.
Man, I just wish that I had more time in my day to just cut promos like that at work.
Jesus.
Because I mean, you got to, in most shoot jobs, especially when you get in that office environment, I mean, you know more than anybody that just mentioning the term pro wrestling gets you that look like, oh, you watch that? Oh, I didn't know people did that.
Yeah.
But then if you started incorporating things from it, bro, that's a whole new level.
Couldn't get away with the good stuff, man.
That's true. But telling somebody that you spent more money on spilt liquor than they made, and you're having a hard time holding these alligators down, and everybody stops and looks underneath the conference table to look at your shoes. That'd be great.
Can you imagine cutting that promo?
No.
Can you imagine that? Like, literally.
No, because the real truth is the same people who don't like wrestling would look at you like they couldn't keep up. I had a hard time keeping up with Tracy there because he got going. And I know what I'm looking for, and I'm trying to write down notes, and I'm thinking I got to talk about this to the Army someday. And I was having a hard time keeping up. The sap who doesn't like wrestling doesn't stand a chance.
I spent more money on spilt liquor than you made last year, saying that in the conference room and having the senior manager look at you like, what in the flying piss did you just say? The look that they would give you.
It would be worth it for the legendary status that one would attain. I've said this before on the show, but I'll say it. I was on the Menace, and I don't cross paths at work very often. But I got drug into something one day, and the Menace calls in from his hole in the wall, and he says, they're like, Mike, how are you doing today? And he said, oh, I'm just blessed and trying to be a blessing. Bruh.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I said I was living the dream, brother. No, I remember that now. I'm blessed and just trying to be a blessing.
And everybody was kind of just like, nobody will say anything in that scenario. So they all just kind of shook their head like, yep, that's nice.
Yeah, they kind of no-sold it. Bastards. The new one I say when I join calls now is living a dream, brother.
The brother is the part that gets that going. Because living the dream is some stupid shit that people we work with might actually say, but nobody calls anybody brother. Brother. that's pretty much solely held in wrestling business and down at the church.
If you've ever been around wrestlers that use it, just God, that they just it's like oh, it's the worst because they'll start talking to you like, oh, brother, and it's like every word is brother.
Bullshit.
Yeah, everything they say is brother.
I'm gonna call you brother so that you don't think I'm trying to grift you, even though I'm sitting here trying to rip you off on something.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, bastards.
Well, we shall keep going, and in doing so, we will now go to the Gangstas. They are with Jim Ross. Let's hear what the Gangstas have to say.
Okay, everybody, our TV main event, Rock and Roll Express, managed by Jim Cornette, still to come. And I guess Tupac Shakur will not be in Knoxville tonight.
No, unfortunately, he won't be here because he got shot up out in L.A. But that ain't what we talking about. We talking about the original gangsters now. You got people claiming to be OGs from Atlanta, Georgia, to Philadelphia, PA, you understand? But if you ask the Rock and Roll Express, they'll tell you who the original gangsters are. Now, They done went and did the ultimate. They go and get Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette, you want to play with us? Well, I tell you what you do. You roll your big, fat 12 sandwich eating butt down to Knoxville, and baby, you better believe we'll smack you like we done smacked Rick and Robert. And I can't even believe that you were stoop as low as to get somebody as conniving as Cornette. Cornette, you're low, but you ain't as low as the gangsters, you understand? You want to see what it's like to deal with us? Well, baby, get in the car, show up in Knoxville, and you best believe, Cornette, I'll smack that fat belly of yours like we done dropped Rick and Robert. And I don't even think you gonna be able to save the rock and roll this time. I wouldn't trust Cornette no fun I could pick him up and roll his fat butt down the hill. But you best believe you in for a long night, partner.
Well, I think you're right. I don't trust Cornette either. As a matter of fact, we're about to see them. Would you like to hang around and watch this?
Oh, we gonna stay out here to see this, you understand? We ain't going nowhere. Cause we gonna see just how bad Cornette get ready to embarrass Ricky and Robert.
All right, let's go up to the ring, ladies and gentlemen, our main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a tag team match.
You got anything from them? I'm going to play something that New Jack says on commentary.
Yeah. Well, you popped on 2-pack coming out of JR's mouth.
Jesus Christ.
And then I wonder how much of a shoot the 12 sandwiches line was about Corny at that point, because, Corny does like a good sandwich if you consider a burger a sandwich, and I think you should.
I was about to say that. Do you consider a cheeseburger a sandwich?
Yes.
Because if you do, then hell yeah, that's yes. Oh, corny. Oh, corny. All right. Anything else, Doc?
Man, he's got that dookie chain, right? You ever have one of those?
No, never.
You ever want one of those?
Not particularly.
Is that where you come from? Would that make you a target?
Yeah, I felt like that would just make you a target. A pointless target.
I ain't trying to bust on you. That's a real thing.
Yeah, it just makes you a pointless target.
You don't flash your come up in front of people who hadn't come up yet, right?
Ain't no need to be running around. And man, let me tell you something. The crimes in New Orleans back then would happen in places that you wouldn't even think would be bad. Like there was a dude.
The mall.
Not just the mall. Like there was a dude I knew. He was University of New Orleans is on the lakefront in New Orleans. It's on the South Shore, and he was at UNO, and he had a starter jacket back when starter jackets were the thing around this time. And I mean, this is when the starter jacket was like $100 for a jacket, and so I forget. I don't even remember what team it was. But
Can you imagine? Because like we were little P poor, you were capital P poor. If you went to your parents back then and said, "Can I get a starter jacket?" Oh, well, how much is it? $100.
Dude, my mom got me one for Christmas, and it was literally the only thing I got that year.
And she said, "Don't count on your birthday, son."
Yes. Well, and my birthday is not far off from Christmas. I mean, it's not 2 days away, but it's a little bit more than a month away. She's like, "This is your birthday and Christmas. Don't ask for nothing else." Like I got the speech, "Don't ask me for nothing else, boy. You ain't getting shit else, you little bastard." That's the type of promo I got cut on me. But anyway, yeah, man. So back to the story. He's at the bus stop waiting on a bus. He's literally across the street on UNO's campus. This is not like a terrible neighborhood by any means.
No, it's a college.
And a dude walks up to him while he's waiting on the bus, pulls his gun out and says, "Give me that jacket now." Yes, sir. He took the jacket off and gave it to him. Took his shoes, too. I can't remember what shoes he had on, but left him there in just socks.
Is taking a motherfucker's shoes still a thing?
I don't know if it is.
That was a real thing in the late 80s and early.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it is. It was a thing here, too?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, no. We just thought about it on, like, a current affair and shit.
Okay, yeah, it was a real thing.
Let me take that back. There were parts of Dallas, yes. But I had probably moved on from those parts. We had gotten on up out of there.
Oh,
that white flight, pal. Let me tell you that. We were flighting because we were whiting. I mean, we got to go.
White Flight. Oh man, White Flight was such a thing.
It was a caravan of a bunch of frightened white people, and we all had our knapsacks on our back, and we were hiking through to the suburbs.
White Flight was a thing in New Orleans.
We were part of it, man. Here, we got to get away from them.
That's nice, Doc. All right.
Hey, man.
Let's keep going since we keep getting sidetracked.
Houston would be done by 8:45. I think it's important for people to know that when Harper doesn't come around for the show, Mike was texting me before 7 a.m. going, I'm on, let's roll. And that's just, it is morning time, pal.
That's how you do it. All right, let's keep rolling. Again, the Gangsters cut their promo, and now we got the Rock and Roll Express, who are being managed by Jim Cornette versus the Infernos, who are Brim and Stone. The Rock and Roll come out, but Corny is not with them as they make their entrance. Now, I'm going to play a soundbite from New Jack at the very beginning of this match.
Is it about Club 25?
Is it about what?
Club 25?
No, this is something else, but I got to play it. Let me play this first, and then we'll see if we got yours.
And there's the belt, but I don't understand, where is Cornette?
He ain't coming. Christmas Chaos, this is the end for rock and roll. We done beat them everywhere, and now they got to show I'm going to get beat one more time. We'll put them on a Greyhound bus and send them down to Atlanta and let them sleep in the back of some junk car with, what do they call them, junkyard dog?
Well, the Inferno's challenging the Rock and Roll Express here.
He took a shot at the junkyard dog.
Well,
he'll be sleeping in some junk car with, what they call him, a junkyard dog? Damn.
Well, while we're talking about New Jack, I don't even know what this is, but I wrote down, go to 40-30.
40-30. All right, hold on. Let's turn up the volume. This is 40-22.
Yes, horseshoes, chains, and everything else.
Well, at least reality has set in for you, New Jack. You're at least willing to realize he's going to be there, obviously, tonight, and that racket could be the difference between winning and losing for the Gangsters.
You know the racket loaded, you know what I'm saying? If I get my hands, I'm going to use it on Cornette and Rick and Robert.
Well,
and the referee and a few fans.
Well, you better keep your composure. You don't need to strip your belt for.
Are you laughing because he said he was going to use the racket on some fans?
Yes. Because imagine, he said it. Here's the thing. Last week he was out there. Earlier he was out there yelling. This was just like, this is what I'm going to do. And I really think he's effective when he's effective at yelling and that voice goes up, but he's also effective like Cornette for 400 years. That kind of deadpan is really, he has a really chilling effect with that. So he was threatening to beat up some fans.
Yeah.
He also called Robert and Ricky Beavis and Butthead here. And was talking about some Club 25, which sounds like Shishi's or whatever it is that you would go to down in New Orleans where bad things happen to bad people.
So,
is that the name of the place?
Shishi's was real ghetto. I used to go to Roxbury. Roxbury was much classier.
Nobody believes that last line you just said.
Oh yeah, but Clifton on Facebook, he's from New Orleans, and we got a few other New Orleans folks that they know exactly what I'm talking about. If you in the Roxbury, I think Clifton told me it's closed now, or they made it something else, so it's not a black strip club anymore. But like the Roxbury was, it was classy. It wasn't like going to a 5-star hotel or restaurant type classy, but you actually had attractive, sexy, damn good looking women in there. You didn't have
princesses.
And Shishi's wasn't bad when it came to women either, but like Harper was talking about the Onyx that time. I think that's where he went, where he was like, he just had a couple of whales on the bar.
He didn't like that one at all. He was like, bro, I need to get out of here.
You know what happened with that?
I went to a place like that once in Atlanta. Bruh, and this place was famous at the time. I don't know if it's still there. This is probably 20 years ago. Maybe not 20, like 50.
What was the name of it?
The Claremont Lounge.
Nah, I don't remember that. That's not the one I know from Atlanta.
I ain't going to claim whether it was hood or not. Lots of Atlanta. I really liked Atlanta as a city the times I've been there. I've been there a couple of times to visit, and I thought, there's obviously parts you don't want to go in because that's any city. But for the most part, it felt like white people and black people were kind of just, living their life. So I don't know if it was in the ghetto or not, but it was at the bottom of this old hotel. in the bottom floor. And man, them girls were not thoroughbreds. And they had this old black lady that walked around with these humongous sagging tits. And her name was Goldie. And she would crush beer cans underneath them tits, man.
Goldie.
Yeah, it was this place, man. It had a horseshoe bar, and behind the bar were the girls. And these bitches when they were throwing off their clothes, stripping, they'd just put it in this cardboard box down there, man. And then when they were done, they'd just pick up the box, put it under their arm, and step down. And they had like an on-deck circle where you could just see the next girl standing there waiting for her turn. Man. Just
that's nice.
Bad decisions, man. Goldie would come around and try to get $1 for crushing your beer can with her tit. And this place was on. I mean, it's barely. I mean, you could Google it, man. It's a thing. The Claremont Lounge in Atlanta, and
now,
you know, now the white people, the white version. So you go to Onyx or whatever in Dallas. The white people version of that is the guys. Well, they're both dead now, but the guys from Pantera, the brothers, had a strip club called the Clubhouse, and that's where everybody went here. And it was. I mean. You can say what you want about Dallas. You can get mad at the Mavericks and the Cowboys and the people, but Dallas has some strippers, pal. Dallas can throw up a strip club on you and compete.
Okay.
And down at the Clubhouse, they had the it was stocked with quality, and it was all nude too, pal. Wasn't no titty bar.
Oh, that's how it was in New Orleans, at least back then. I need
to see all the way live. You know what I mean?
Okay, you want to look up our uterus? That's nice, Doc.
That's exactly right. I want to be able to go. What did Dirty White Boy say earlier in the episode? I'm gonna reach down your goozle and grab out your innards.
Okay, that's nice, Doc. Jesus Christ. God. Dirty son of a bitch. You dirty bastard. What was the name of this club that New Jack mentioned? Or you think he mentioned?
Club 25.
So anybody out there, because we got a lot of people from the Smoky Mountains who listen to this show, especially in the Facebook group and on Twitter. If you know what New Jack is talking about, Club 25, or if that was just some kind of made up thing that he made up on the spot, please post it in the Facebook group or on Twitter. That way, and tag the BTT Twitter account. That way I can see it. So, again, it's Club 25. If you're in the Smoky Mountains and you know this to be a strip club or whatnot, we're curious. We really want to know. We genuinely want to know what that was about. So, all right, Doc. I tell you what, let's keep going. We're going to listen to the last few seconds or last minute of this match and what goes down. Here it is. This is the Gangsters in Rock and Roll. Well, let me say this, too, before I play it. I said Cornette wasn't out there. He does eventually come down to ringside as the match is getting started.
And how weird is that? Just that visual of him out there cheering on the Rock and Roll.
Very weird. Very weird. Now, I also want to mention it's weird. Rock and Roll does win with the double drop kick, and as soon as they do, the Gangsters hit the ring. Now, Cornette, he doesn't help the Rock and Roll, though. Cornette throws his hands up and leaves, and JR says, I knew it all along. I knew he'd sell them out. So let me play the last minute of it. That way you can hear it and what all goes down.
That way. Oh, the teamwork here.
Cornette a
Look out, double drop kick. Oh, that's finished Rock and Roll Express. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Hey, wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, Ricky and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express.
The Gangsters are heading to the ring, and the fight is broken out here. Cornette looks him around. He's not in there helping him. Wait, he's taking off. Look at him. Cornette is leaving. Cornette's taking a walk. I knew it all along. He's walking out on him. He's walking out on him, and the Gangsters now are taking him to the Rock and Roll Express. Cornette, I knew it all along. He's taking a walk. And of course, New Jack and Stop taking full advantage here. Ricky and Robert. Wait a minute. Cornette's back. Look.
I tell you what, that's a hell of a way to maybe go off air before your big event, or not go off air because they're about to come back and cut a promo. But that's a hell of a way to get the people hyped to see Corny and the Rock and Roll go up against the Gangsters. What'd you have from it, Doc?
I do not know how that could have been done any better. I mean, we are hopefully at this point almost 3 years into this. I mean, we didn't do this. We did this because we love this promotion. And this is more times than not fantastic professional wrestling. But there have been things, even in this episode, that just don't work for us. And that's okay. That's going to happen. It's not an indictment. It's not calling anybody out. There's just shit that we like and there's shit that we don't. And some of it more than others. But man, this is something we've never seen. This is something that's being done really well. It's clever. It's novel. It's new. And everybody in it's doing their parts. It's hard to not blow this enough, you know. Let's get the whole dick in our mouth, you know. Now I know what all those bitches feel like when they're smothered with cock.
That's nice, Doc. This is I don't know if you could have did this any better. I really
Man, because when he split for the back, I've seen it before, but now it's been a long time, and I was like, shit, this is where he turns on him. I didn't remember, and so he had me for a second, and then he comes back with that shit. Man, that was great.
You really thought he was abandoning them, and he comes back with the rackets, and then they have batting practice, and then they're in the ring swinging the rackets above their head. And
if I get to see this for free, guess what I really want to do? Come pay to see more of it. And if that New Jack comes at me with that tennis racket, I'll whip his black ass.
Oh, and here's the thing, there's only 250 people there, but they are loud and into it when this happens.
I said this last week. This crowd is not sizable, but they are loud so far through the first 2 episodes. So yeah, it comes across really well on TV. I mean, it was stressing out the mics. And then, as JR might say, this was a very chaotic situation.
And they gave them something to be loud about. That's the other part.
Absolutely.
This was freaking fantastic. Just a phenomenal way to really go off air, which is what I thoroughly enjoyed. So they have batting practice. They send the Gangsters packing, and now it's basically you need to come see what's going to happen. So before we start running out of time on the video again, let's go to the Rock and Roll now with Jim Cornette at the end of the episode.
I'll tell you something, if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it, and I'm still not comfortable about this situation, Rick. I know tonight's the night in Knoxville.
I know, Jim, but I want everybody to take one good look at this right here, because it would never happen again. The Rock and Roll Express out here was none other than Jimmy Cornette, and we're all holding tennis rackets. Get a picture, because it's gonna be a collector's item. But you know, I'll be glad when the night's over and Christmas Chaos is over, because once we put those Smoky Mountain titles back around our waist, with the help of Jimmy Cornette, this will be over, and we don't have to be around you anymore.
Believe me, I echo those sentiments, because I can't stand every second that I've had to spend with you guys over the past few weeks. But I guarantee you one thing, as the people are watching this tonight in Knoxville, it kicks it off, Christmas Chaos, and all this week. And on the Christmas Chaos Tour, you are going to become the new Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions. You're going to beat those gangsters, and I'm going to make sure of it, because there's nobody more devious, more disreputable than James E. Cornette. And I'm going to tell you something, look at this. Look at this, New Jack. When your neck turns permanent green, and I ain't talking gangrene, I'm talking Kermit green, you're going to realize you shouldn't wear that stuff, because this is the real gold. I'm sorry you guys left in such a hurry. You forgot to take them. Don't worry. We ain't going to steal them now. We're going to take them in the ring. But at Christmas Chaos, I made you a promise, and I'm going to stick to it. And I'm making everybody out there a promise. Gangsters, you got a big surprise coming. Everybody's eyes are going to be wide at Christmas Chaos, because Jim Cornette and the Rock and Roll Express together again for the last time.
That's it. And it's Christmas for everybody. because we all want to wish him Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's.
Hey, you know what I'd like to say? Bah humbug! I hope y'all find a lump of coal in your stocking. But you do swing a pretty good racket.
You got that right, Scrooge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tonight in Knoxville.
Well, boy, they talking him into the building. I could say that much. What do you have, Doc?
Man, I was ready for Corny to utter the line Dookie chain so that I could fall out. But he's like, man, I really liked it when he said, we ain't going to steal these. We'll just take them in the ring. But you left this behind. Man, that's setting that seed that the gangsters are not. I mean, they can be had.
This whole thing was just, this is how you go off air. And that
before the big match.
That promo wasn't the greatest promo you ever hear, but I mean, Corny's coming off as
but there's promos for different reasons. I mean, there's different parts of the show, there's different angles, and there's different needs. Everybody can't go out there and try to cut a Ric Flair 5-minute promo. That's not how this was supposed to work.
Well, and the build up to this wasn't just the promo; it was how they went off air. With the match before it, with Corny coming back out, we were like, oh, because even JR sold it. Oh, I knew he was gonna do it. I knew he was gonna leave them hanging. I knew he was gonna desert them. Nah, bruh, he didn't desert them. He went and actually got help.
And I don't know
rackets.
I don't know what we're doing here in terms of what we're gonna have in the next couple of weeks. But I can tell you that this Christmas Chaos, with no spoilers, is rolling 5 to 6 matches on the card too.
Yeah, it's like I said, they're gonna show some clips, so we're gonna see some clips of it. And
I mean, it is Smothers and Anderson, it's Cactus and Candido, it's Buddy and the White Boy, it's Rock and Roll, and the Gangsters with some variations and some opening matches. But that's your card right there. And you know what? It don't have to be 4 hours long.
It doesn't have to be 4. Doesn't have to be 4, 5, 6, 7 hours long. It just has to be long enough to be entertaining. And here's the other thing.
Hey man, Bernie Mac, man, if you could bust your nut, what do you care?
3 minutes. That's all you get, and that's all the fuck I got.
That shit was on last night. I watched a little bit of it.
That's great. Seriously, yeah. The only match that I can honestly say I don't care about is Smothers and Anderson, and it's not those two guys. It's just I don't think there's enough heat in that angle. That's the problem. It's not just something's lacking in it. But with that said, they go off air. They show one more graphic as they go off air of all the Christmas Chaos tours. So I'm not sure how much they're going to discuss the other dates, but I will say this. Other dates meaning like all these dates up until the 30th. December 25th. In 1994, that's the Knoxville one.
Yeah.
Let me go back to it, see if I can get to it. Knoxville Civic Coliseum. So just so everyone out there knows, they drew 2,315 people from that one. And then the next night in Johnson City in Freedom Hall, they drew, that was December 26th, they drew 1,275 people. And those are the only two that I have actual numbers from. But we're going to see some stuff from, I believe it's Knoxville. I don't think it's Johnson City. So we will see in the next few weeks highlights of Knoxville, and it's great. Let me just say that. What we see is pretty damn awesome, and I'll leave it at that as we are getting ready to get out of here. So, Doc, any other thoughts?
We got to rate this motherfucker.
Yeah, so before we rate it, I want to remind everyone, please become a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. It is truly a great way to support this show. You get tons of extra content as well.
All of it.
Just the video reviews, the extra shows we do. There's 200 and plus out there as of now. So
we are recording this motherfucker at 9:00 on our day off.
And we've been going for 2 hours now.
We care. How much do we care, man?
We care a lot.
Here's let me just break it down. There's never going to be a sponsor. There's never going to be a network that picks us up. Nobody's going to help us. You are the only people that can help us. And so here's the thing. I ain't threatening y'all. I ain't saying nothing. This is just, let me put facts out there. There's going to come a time when all the time that we're putting into this is not that we're sitting here trying to get rich, but hey, if that worked, we'd take it too. But man, we got to talk about what this money goes toward. This money goes towards keeping the show up. Mike puts a lot of money. I'm going to put him over a little bit. He puts this money back into the show so we have better equipment. It sounds better. We can get these file sizes the right way. We got all the technology. So we ain't here getting rich. Your patron money fuels the show. That's why we call all y'all out by name as much as we can, is because y'all are fucking paying for this shit. So there you go. Sign up. Stop being a chump. Don't be. Let me use Harper. Don't be an asshole.
So let's be real for a second. Last year, when my computer died,
bro, the Army stood up at that point.
Yeah, you can thank Patron money and Robert Smith out there, a longtime BTT Hall of Famer. He even did a GoFundMe to pay for a new computer. And here's the thing, as I'm talking about computers, I only really use this computer for the show. I don't do anything else with it. So I made sure to
you're out there. We know that your side hustle is young girls and revenge porn, but hey,
that's nice,
whatever.
Doc.
Whatever you need to do.
That's nice. But no, seriously, become a patron. It really does help support the show. It's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. You get the video reviews of these episodes as well, which is a great benefit to being a patron. So thank you very much if you are a patron already. We appreciate it. So
I've been talking about my day off and working hard, but let me also shoot straight here, pal. I'm just a couple of hours from getting my ass to a tropical location, and even my kids were like, you're going to drink a lot of beer when we get there, aren't you? And I was like, you damn right I am.
It's nice. You told a 7 and a 3-year-old about how piss drunk you're going to get.
No, they told me.
A 3-year-old told her dad how pissy drunk he was going to get. That's nice, how drunk you're going to get.
Just go play in the ocean, man. You'll be all right.
I'm going to tell a story about how LaFonda told you, you're not going to be drinking while we're on vacation. Our kids.
No. She firmly is okay with me drinking. That's not going to be a problem. It is. You're not. I hope you don't think you're going to go off by yourself and drink and just sit there and listen to Rasslin podcasts the whole time that you're gone. I was like, well, shit.
That's the beauty about when they get older. They don't kind of bother you as much and interrupt you as much. And
you know, when you're taking your kids, small kids, to a foreign country, man, you can't just.
You gotta have eyes on them at all times.
Right.
All right.
These are American children, pal. That means something in this world.
Oh, God. All right. So, again, it's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, a great way to get extra content and to support everything we do. Also, don't forget, if you're using Amazon, use our referral link. It's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Show gets a little kickback in return. They help support us as long as you're using that link. So, again, it's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Helps out tremendously. Give that link to the wives, girlfriends, hoes, and side pieces in your life, and tell them to use it all the time, because we know broads love to shop, especially online, where they can just click a button and push a button and purchase shit. So anyway, Doc, disability checks. How much you giving this one? This was a great little build.
I thought it was really good. The only reason it's coming down on just a cunt hair, if you will, baby, from last week is that last week had the shock of Buddy coming back, and this didn't have that. But still, man, that is nitpicking, and not gonna really hurt the overall rating. I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Okay. And government cheese, who do you think should get it?
Man, I gotta tell you, I actually struggled with this one because there were a lot of contenders for this, which is good always. I thought Dirty White, going all the way back to the beginning, Dirty White Boy came back and made his stand, which was really good. Corny was really good because he turned the tide. He played everybody in that scenario. Buddy's there. It wasn't my favorite, but he's there. I got an interesting way I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to give it to New Jack because I thought he was really good on commentary, and it wasn't yelling and all this. He was just matter-of-fact commentary, and he had good timing on it. And I think for his time in the business, that's a tough job, as anybody knows, to sit in a 3-man booth. Nobody does it better than us. But I thought he did really well, and he was funny. So give me New Jack for different reasons than usual.
There was a lot of contenders. I'm gonna go I believe you have to give it to these three, though. You can't just say one. I believe you got to give it to Cornette and the Rock and Roll, because that whole interplay where first he doesn't come out, then he comes out, then he abandons them, and JR is just putting it over like, I knew it. I knew back on her. He went off.
You think he says that? You think JR says that when the Blue Chew kicks in? I knew it. It stands up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I really think that was made that so great. He sold it. And then Corny comes back out, and him, Robert, and Ricky commenced to having batting practice like a sumbitch, and that shit was fan-fucking-tastic. So I'm giving it to Corny and the Rock and Roll. Overall, though, this was...
Don't gloss over what I said a minute ago, and I want everybody to think about that. What three-man booth in the world of sports or wrestling does a better job than your boys here?
Oh, hell yeah. We're rocking and rolling, bro. Come on, man. Rocking and rolling.
Living the dream, brother.
Living a dream, brother. And with that said, I think that's all we have. Check out the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with Brian Malonis from ROH and Mike Crockett. Every single Monday, they drop their shows. Classic, current stuff, and even a little indie stuff sometimes from the Northeast. Also, check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. They give their take on the northern version of pro wrestling's history. Slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but fun nonetheless. And they are out on Mondays as well. Other than that, become a patron. It's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Tons of patron shows. We talked about it last month. We put up a ton in May. Even just as many or close to the same in June. Rocking and rolling. Just a great time overall on our Patreon. So become a patron.
Wouldn't that be for you? Wouldn't that be rhyming and stealing?
No.
Oh.
But with that said, Doc, you know the drill. Harper's not here, so I hit the tagline this week. You hit it. I hit it last week. You hit it this week. Hit the tagline.
Sure, no problem. Wait, what? Book it, bitch.
Before we get out of here, I want to give a shout out to all of our great patrons out there. Thank you for your support. Your support really does mean a lot to what the three of us do. I should say four with Lance every single week on this show with the World Class shows, Smoky Mountain shows, NWA shows, and our new show, the ECW Bottom Line Cast at the $5 tier as well. But we appreciate your support and your patronage. So if you're a patron, thank you so much. And if you're not a patron, become one at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT and support us. And also, if you're a patron or not, use the Amazon referral link at tinyurl.com/BTT. Amazon, bookmark that, and please give that link to your family members and everyone that you know and tell them to use it, because it is a great way to support what we do. I want to also thank the Hall of Fame patrons out there. So Rocky Suezo, who is a longtime Patreon or longtime listener, and now jumped up, and he is a BTT Hall of Fame listener. Thank you, Rocky. I know you're out there. You've been listening for a long time, man. Thanks for bumping up, and thanks for becoming a Hall of Fame Patreon member. We appreciate it. Christopher Champer, Will Hartke, Robbie Dyson, Rick Beebe, Brad Dunifin, Tom Schlegel, Coach Joey Chase, a.k.a. Willie Chase, Steve Malbasa, LaRon Brown, Kenny Byersdorf, Glenn Abbott at G.A. Russell Nutt, Bobby Murray, Marlon Mueller, a.k.a. Half Pints Point, Josh Warren, Everett Starr, Mike Childry, Kyle Riley, Disrespectfully Classy, Mark E. Blassie, Craig Norman, Johnny on Patreon, the great John Dean at YRC21 on Twitter, Josh Dunn at Ryan and Auburn, good old Justin, Robert Smith, Joseph Ice, Tim Morecci, Adam Price, Brian Evans, Mark Wilson, Armando Martinez, David Jordan, Jesse Jacobs, Josh Fields, Chris Myers, Gerald Green, Mitchell Johnson, Mike Prue, Will Parker, Jeremy Bryant, Classy Alex, Slider91 US, David DeVries, Frog Zeppelin, SV Pagem, Bill Salsa, Big Rich, at Spy Boy Sports Cap, R.E. Miller 39, J Shiny 21, Ruben Espinoza, Merciless Jones, Jesse Lucas, Chris Browning, Justin _Andretti, Coleman 822, Marty Howell, T-Hog 94, and at Godbold Unreal on Twitter. Thank you for being Hall of Fame patrons. Definitely appreciate that. Your patronage is of great help. And remember, if you have hit your either 7th month at that patron level or 1 year and 2-year anniversary, etc. at that patron level, please let me know because I owe you a shirt. If I haven't already got you your shirt or your Pro Wrestling Tees gift card, let me know and I will get it sent out. Also, check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue, and Mike does the ECW live cast as well, the Extreme live cast on the Patreon feed. But check out his Bottom Line Cast with JV. It's a podcast series where they break down the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin month by month on a weekly basis. New episodes come out every single Monday morning, available wherever you get your podcast from, like iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, Google Play, etc. And also follow Mike and JV at Bottom Line Cast on Twitter. That is the show's official Twitter feed. But again, also I said they're doing the ECW Livecast 2, the Extreme Livecast. It's a watch-along series. Every 2 weeks, they do 2 episodes on our $5 tier. So that's another great benefit to being a $5 Patreon member is you're going to get the ECW shows now too. That's all I have. Thank you everyone for being patrons. We appreciate it. Hall of Fame patrons, we appreciate it. Thank you for all of your support. Have a great day. And until next week on the Smoky Mountain Show or the NWA Show, book it, bitch.